Hello, sister friends. It's Jenny here. I'm going to talk about Sister Wives episode 9. In terms of drama, there was some in there, so let's go ahead and talk about it. Well, the show opens up where the last one left off, and that is everybody is at Coyote Pass now. Finally, after the long period of time that was ambiguous, Kody and Robyn come driving up and park their car as well. They can't figure out why everybody's not jumping out of their cars and running up to him going, "Hi, Kody. Hi, Robyn. Hugs, kisses."
Delusional.
Unbelievable. These two are so caught up in themselves, it's unreal. Especially because we find out in Meri's interview, it was an hour.
Just them sitting there, like, I don't know what we're waiting for. Like, we already kind of had to wait for him for an hour.
An hour. I'm thinking a long time was, okay, after 10 minutes, it's like, where are they? Where are they? Okay, 20 minutes, where are they? By 40 minutes, like, I'm ready to leave. They waited an hour. And Kody and Robyn walk in like...
I kind of hoped that we would be, like, getting out and saying hello. But everybody's, Meri and Janelle are staying in their cars. So I'm like, okay.
Well, what's the problem here? How come people are standoffish? I don't understand what's going on. Unaware of their surroundings and environment and anybody else in the world besides themselves. They have no clue why the other two could possibly be pissed off after they come strolling up an hour late. No idea. And the real estate agent, not there either. What time was he given? I don't know. It is possible by production that he was given a later time because production thought the four of them would have this conversation. Maybe it would be good and they'd resolve things. Maybe it would be a blow up, whatever it is. It would be good TV. Didn't really work out that way. It may have if Kody and Robyn would have arrived on time. But now that they're living in Caustic Castle, they think they have to jump on a private jet to get to Coyote Pass because you're still not aware they also live in Flagstaff. I'm going to keep bringing that up and beating it like a dead horse. It just strikes me as so funny. All right, so now we have the little back and forth and Robyn being like, oh, they're sending a message. Cody's actually kind of giddy explaining it because it gives him an opportunity to make a Western reference. This is like a standoff.
Feels like an old Western standoff at Coyote Pass. It's just ridiculous.
Well, he tries to whistle. But the Timu teeth, I think, are interfering. It's just funny watching him in this interview because you can tell by the smile on his face that he thinks he's cool. And people are going to watch that and think, wow, he's a real cowboy. You couldn't be further from the truth. All right, where are we?
You're gonna look him dead in the eye. You're gonna get ready to draw. Well, do you feel lucky, punk?
I know Kody likes to quote lines. Is that a line from a movie? Because it completely is unrelatable to what's happening in this situation. But thank you for just removing yourself and randomly giving us lines from possibly a Western. I don't know. Maybe he's just making it up. But if he's making it up, why wouldn't he make up words that would have to do with the actual situation? It doesn't apply unless he's calling his ex-wives punks. And we know that you don't look them dead in the eye because you barely look over at them. Robyn doesn't at all. There's no way she can draw. She'd just be shooting around wherever because she just can't make eye contact for the life of herself. Justin pulls up in a truck that is carrying a four-wheeler in the back. Or maybe it's a motorbike. I don't remember. It was some sort of motorized vehicle in the back. I wonder if Justin really thought he was going to come there and this was going to be all fun for everybody and they were going to have the four-wheelers that they have there and they were all going to drive around. I am not shocked if we find out later that Kody said to him, we're bringing champagne, we're doing a celebration, we can drive around the property, it's the last time we're going to be there, let's go celebrate. And Justin's late because he had to go get out of storage his four-wheeler or motorbike or whatever it is, get it into his truck and strap it all down, take it all the way up to Coyote Pass, of which it was snowing on the way, according to him as well. But he might have majorly disappointed him in this situation. He thought, oh, this is just going to be a good time. Yeah, I'll come have a good time. All right. And then he gets there and realizes, Kody's very unaware of this total situation with everybody. This is not how it's going down. I don't know. Just a hypothetical. What do you think? All right, specifically, again, when it comes to this whole situation with the selling out from underneath Meri, Robyn comes out and says Kody told her, now she doesn't know anything about this apparently, but Kody told her Janelle was pressuring him to sell the property out from under Meri.
Kody told me that Janelle was giving him pressure to sell the property out from under Meri.
That sounds bad. There's no way around it. That sounds bad. But I need more information because I am not trusting the words of Kody and Robyn. Not after 15 years of watching all the lies. I'm trying to count how many lies Janelle and Meri have done on the show. I don't know. I can't think of one for Janelle. Off the top of my head, I mean, Meri lies to herself all the time about the situation of everything. I don't know how much outright lies, misleading of people she does. I don't know. But you want me to count the ways with Robyn? I could probably give you 5 just in the last episode. So I'm going to have to keep walking through this because I am struggling big time to believe the narrative that Robyn is trying to feed us. I have a hard time swallowing anything that Robyn tries to feed me. So
me too, man.
I'm walking in with caution, not because of just personal bias of liking the OG3 more than Kody and Robyn, but based on past behavior and patterns and proof we've seen on tape of the misleading and the lying that has happened on the KNR side. Okay, so Robyn says, Janelle specifically said this. Okay, why is Janelle afraid she's losing the buyer? What information was given to Janelle that would make her say, I'm afraid we're losing the buyer? What would, Janelle's in frickin' North Carolina. For all she knows, somebody signed this and it's good to go, and eventually when it works out, it works out. Why is Janelle concerned she's losing the buyer? Where did that information come from?
That's a good question.
Could it have been Kody? Could Kody have been planting seeds the whole time to Janelle, trying to pit one wife against the other? Because we've seen that over and over and over again in the past with Kody and his relationship with his wives. He loves to pit them against each other. He loves to be the king. He says that, oh, he hates it when the wives complain to him. And yet he creates that in his life. But then again, he's somebody who creates drama all the time. He and Robyn love drama. They love to create drama and be amongst it and in it. Oh, well, Robyn's personality test proves it. But Kody's the same way. And here's a perfect example of it. I need to know, again, that I'm telling you, Puddle Monkey, horrible. Horrible right now, okay? Horrible, why? Horrible because no follow-up questions. Oh, really, Kody? Why did Janelle think they were losing the buyer? What made her say that? Or how about we go to Janelle? Janelle, Kody said that you were trying to push a sale out from underneath Meri because you were afraid of losing the buyer. What made you afraid of losing the buyer? What makes you think that the buyer was going to go? I don't think that's normally common. I don't think by the time you put an offer in on a property and it's accepted and both parties are in agreement that the buyer goes, I changed my mind. Especially when it's millions of dollars involved. I don't think that's commonplace. I would say more times than not, that person wants the property that they said they were going to buy.
Janelle's always been kind of my financial advisor, but she's an ex-wife now.
She has not been your financial advisor. She outright did not want you and Robyn to buy the house that you're in. You did it anyway. She sees money going here, there, and everywhere else, and she never liked it, but she let you do it anyway. She is not in any way, shape, or form your financial advisor because she literally took receipts and entered them in a logbook and let you know in the end what your balance was. That does not make her your advisor. That makes her your banker. Not even a banker. Makes her like your teller. Makes her your bookkeeper. That's it. She was the bookkeeper. And no more. Bookkeepers do not give financial advice. So this right up front, here we have straight up lie from Kody. Or if we're going to accept the fact that Kody had no other financial advice besides Janelle and he would ask her questions and advice at times, guess what? He didn't listen to what she said. Because in the past, we've heard Janelle say, listen, I was not in charge of the finances at all. I kept the books, nothing else. Because if I were in charge of the finances, things would have been done a lot different. I believe that because I believe people who have a pattern of telling the truth. And I don't believe people who have a pattern of lying. Okay, moving on. So now we get to the part where Janelle said they were waiting on Meri. They were waiting on Meri. and Janelle was getting anxious about it. Now, she never said she was worried about losing the buyer, did she? Let me listen again.
She didn't.
What we know for a fact, according to Janelle's words, is that she said she was waiting on Meri to finish the paperwork and it wasn't getting done and it was making her anxious, something like that. I was getting worried, she said, and I was getting worried. She didn't say anything about the other buyer. She didn't bring up because we were going to lose this buyer. She just said she was getting worried. There could be multiple reasons why she was getting worried at this time. Maybe she was worried that Meri was going to come back and change her mind and want half of everything, or I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. But what we need to address at this particular moment is the fact that it is very likely Meri was taking a long time in this particular moment because he was trying to get her to sign a confidentiality agreement that said that Mom's word she could say nothing about any of this while the property was not still properly divided. So Janelle could have been misled because Janelle was corresponding with Kody this entire time, we know. All Janelle knows is what Kody is feeding her. And Kody is telling her, just waiting on Meri. We're still waiting on Meri. Meri's dragging her feet. Meanwhile, she might be just dragging her feet on the confidentiality agreement that Janelle knows nothing about. Right? No, listen. She wasn't dragging her feet. Yeah, it had to have been the confidentiality agreement. You know why? Because when they did that video call together, Kody's like, okay, we have the buyer. We're all set to go. Janelle, I just heard that they received your paperwork, but Meri, what about you? Meri said, it's at my lawyer's office. He said it's done and it's getting sent out today. Do you remember that? Good golly, I'm going to have to go find it. That is how I remember it going down.
So Janelle, you sent in paperwork, right?
I did. He should have it today.
Meri, and then I saw an email from you that you're still having legal check yours.
Yeah, I just got my attorney respond to me this morning, so I'm good to go. I'll take it over and get it notarized today and get it in the mail.
Who's going to buy that whole piece of property? Probably a developer. That's my guess. Do you think that they're just going to change their mind because they have to wait an extra week or two? No! So there wasn't a fear, I don't think, of losing the buyer. I really don't think so. But according to Kody, Janelle was worried about that. Again, according to Kody. Janelle never said she was worried about another buyer. She just was wondering, I'm getting worried. Meri's not signing paperwork. I don't know why. It was probably the confidentiality agreement. And I think this plays into later on when we see at the very end. I think Kody still is getting off on the fact that he's pitting his wives against each other. He's telling Meri, Janelle wants to sell it out from underneath you. Because we hear her say that in the one-on-one at the very end, the preview of what's to come for the rest of the season. She's like, I think that Janelle was trying to sell it out from underneath me. Why? Why? What made you think that, Meri? Because Kody told her. That's the only reason you would know. At this point, she's not talking to Kody at all. She's letting the lawyers handle everything. So if anything is dragging, it's because of the lawyers, not because of Meri. And if the lawyers are holding it up, it means there's a problem with the paperwork that needs to be fixed. All right. I've solved it. It's a matter of bad editing, timelines being messed up, and Kody feeding Janelle information that Meri's dragging her feet. And he's going and eventually telling me, because he's not saying anything to Meri now. So he's freaking out because he has no control of Meri. He's controlled Meri more than anybody the entire time. And he has zero control. He has to deal with a lawyer, somebody with a brain considerably more efficient than his is. And that gives him a lot of anxiety because he's not going to be able to talk his way out of situations with a lawyer. A lawyer. There we go. What is he going to do with himself when he can no longer pit the wives against each other because he's not going to have any conversations or interactions with them at all? It's going to drive him crazy. This is another reason why Meri and Janelle and Christine have to just become friendly. They don't have to be friends. They have to be friendly with each other and stay in contact with each other so that Kody can't tell one what the other one is doing anymore. As soon as he says something, they can say, that's not true. I just saw her yesterday. That will make him freak out. Could you imagine? That's going to be the only interactions he has left in the future. And if they don't start talking to each other on the regular, and by regular, I mean like once a month, then Kody's going to be able to maneuver his way in there and do this little game of his little girl game that he likes to play, pit people against each other. Oh, he's the ultimate at playing girl games, if you will. Yeah, let's insult girls while we're at it. When it comes to playing games and mind games with people, we're going to call them girl games because Kody thinks only girls play them, which quite frankly, I have never seen Meri or Janelle ever play any girl. Not even Christine. Mm-mm. But he and Robyn, that wife of his, they thrive off of playing games. It fuels them. Okay, let's move on. Once again, I just want to make it clear to everybody. I had nothing to do with this. I wanted everything to be equal and fair.
Important to me to make sure that everybody was treated fairly in this situation.
And now we know, because the documents are public record, that the signatures that were signed on the final paperwork were signed in January by Meri and Janelle. And it took another 3 months for Robyn to sign. So who's the holdout now? See, this is what doesn't make any sense. Why is Janelle not upset that 3 more months go by after they signed the paperwork before Robyn ever signed it? Or does she not know? Does she think that Robyn signed it 3 months prior when they were signing it? How also is Meri dragging her feet if they both signed it in the same month? There are so many questions. Puddle Monkey did a rotten job of follow-up. Actually, Puddle Monkey did no follow-up. I'm over them. I now hate monkeys.
You're ridiculous. You're just absolutely ridiculous.
So Robyn is now implying Kody was trying to do something deceptive and she kept fighting him on it. I don't know what it is. Sister friend, it's halfway through the episode. Don't forget, before you do your Amazon shopping this holiday season, to click through my link below because doing so benefits my channel. Every time you hit the like button, write a comment down below, share this with somebody else, or subscribe to the channel. It also helps the algorithm, which helps my channel, and I appreciate you for doing that. Finally, if you're watching this on a phone, look in the comment section and swipe to the left, and you'll see an opportunity to boost the video. This helps get it out to other people too. You get 3 boosts a week. So any video that you like, swipe left on those comments and hit hype, and I appreciate you for doing so. That too costs you nothing. I appreciate you. All right, let's get back to the review. All right, so Robyn is now implying Kody was trying to do something deceptive and she kept fighting him on it. I don't know what it is.
So yeah, I fought him. I had some pretty big fights with him about it.
I'd like to know. Because there was not Kody and Janelle's signature on paperwork and then 4 months later Meri decides to finally sign. Oh, you know why? Because Kody dragged his feet and he still didn't have the final paperwork for the land to be divided up equally. That's why. Sometimes I forget. There's 2 components to this story. There's the fact that Kody does not have the land divided up equally, so they can just go ahead and sign and sell the property. So Janelle's saying, oh, I'm all nervous. Meri's not signing. Well, of course, if Meri were to sign that, it would say she gets 2 acres of land. Of course she's not going to sign it. So if the buyer has to go, the buyer goes and they get another one. But I wouldn't think that the buyer would go because the buyer can be informed. Yep, we're all set to go. Actually, here's the paperwork we filed just to make sure everyone gets an equal portion of it. That's all we're waiting on. Once the buyer knows that and they don't just think, oh, this family doesn't know what they're doing. They're still trying to decide if they want to sell it or not. Once it's clear, if Justin did his job, to the person who wants to buy it, yeah, it's all good to go. But unfortunately, it's a polygamous family, and I know it's weird, but here's the situation. And then they're going to look at it and go, why are the names like this? Why does this Robyn girl have so much? And how come Meri has almost nothing? And they'll be like, yeah, I know, I understand. So we need to change it so that it's all equal. So the paperwork is already filed. Here's a copy of the paperwork. It's so easy. You know what? Communication is beyond this family. That is logical. And listen, I do not know anything about real estate. Nada. Nothing. But I do know a thing or two about communication. It just involves sharing what you're thinking and feeling, sharing what's going on. That's it. It's very simple, but yet very difficult for this family somehow, which is so frustrating.
So in the end, we just kind of laid down. We just said, okay, we'll just do the best we can to clear this up and make it, you just get everybody their 25%.
Yeah, that's all Meri ever wanted. That's all Janelle ever wanted. What do you mean you laid down? You sacrificed yourself? That's what you should have been doing the whole time. Something smells in this story. It just is not making sense. It stinks. Something's fishy. So after Justin finally arrives, everyone gets out of their cars. Well, Justin pulls up close to where Kody and Robyn are. So Kody says hi to him. He says hi to Robyn, and apparently they're having like a little conversation. And Meri and Janelle get out close to where their cars are, and they're like, oh, okay, this is odd, because they're just sitting there having a private conversation, and we're just standing here. We don't know this Justin guy.
And it was snowing on the way out, so perfect timing.
They just stayed over there having this private little conversation with Justin. And I'm like, hi, we're over here. It was
So Justin introduces himself, and Kody says, oh, is this the first time you're meeting Justin? Meri lives 5.5 hours away in another state. Janelle lives across the country. She had to fly in. Yes, it's the first time they're meeting Justin. Yeah, they took him out to dinner last month just for the heck of it. They all came in just to meet Justin.
Looks like it's all coming together.
Sometimes I think Kody just likes to hear himself talk. Like, he can't stand that there's a pause, so he has to say something. Although later on there will be some pauses where he doesn't say anything. All right, let's go on.
I kept looking at Robyn and Kody, specifically Robyn. Like, I wanted to catch her eye and just smile at her and just put out a gesture of, hey, I'm cool.
So Meri goes on to say that she kept looking at Robyn and Kody. Specifically, she was looking at Robyn because her and Robyn were besties for so many years. On paper. And Robyn, she said, was not making any eye contact with her, which hurt her a lot because she's like, I was ready to just make the eye contact that said, hey, listen, we're good. Like, bygones be bygones. It all worked out in the end. Everybody got their 25%. We're all good. Robyn wouldn't look at her. And the cameras keep panning and looking at the two of them. And you can see the angle of where they're looking based on where the other people are standing. And I have to say, only once did I see Robyn glance over quickly their way. I saw Kody look over at them, I think twice, but the camera went there multiple times. Kody, his eyes are on Justin, his favorite Justin. Robyn, I don't know. She's trying to see if there's any poop that she shouldn't be stepping in on Prairie Poop Pass land, I guess. Because her eyes are just down. She's not doing her look up like she normally does when she does her couch interviews like this. This is like a She's making eye contact with nobody. It is an incredibly socially awkward situation on behalf of them. Meri was smiling. She's smiling at Justin and she's smiling at them. I mean, eventually I think she stopped smiling, but at the beginning she was smiling. Janelle's just sort of Janelle. Hi, yeah, okay, hi, yeah. Mm-hmm. This was a hugely disappointing situation for Meri.
I looked at Meri several times. I never saw her look at me.
Okay, the camera never caught it. We see Meri full on staring Robyn down when she first got there, but yeah, we didn't see this. But again, do we trust what comes out of Robyn's mouth or not? You know, just because you say it doesn't make it true. I think she's lying. She's trying to cover for herself. I don't think she even knows, to be honest with you. Like, I think she's so socially awkward that she does that whole kind of like, I'll have to go back and look. She had to have been fixing her hair. Or at least just touching her sweater. Sweater, fixing the sweater, fixing the hair. Fixing the sweater, fixing the hair. No, this is Christine. I'm sorry. Fixing the hair. That's it. She's usually making curls out of it. So out of all these times she looked at Meri, not once did she see Meri look at her. Although we see Meri just staring at Robyn other times. Like, what's Robyn gonna do?
I guess I just need to give her the space.
Give space. This is how Robyn handles everything. She uses this psychobabble jargon to justify her poor behavior and lack of initiative and inappropriate actions in given situations. Here, she clearly looks extremely uncomfortable and doesn't know how to behave, so she's just looking down and like pretending like none of it's there. I can't cope. I can't deal with real situations. I can't deal with anything. But she's going to justify that inappropriate behavior by saying, I was giving them space. That's how she can justify everything. That's why she's not calling the kids, why she didn't reach out and speak with the OG3 back when they were wives. I don't think she likes me very much. I'm going to give Christine space. That's why she's not reaching out to any of Kody's kids now. Well, you know, that's between Kody and him. I just feel like I need to give all of them space. I need to give the kids space. I need to give Kody space and allow them the space to heal.
Blah, 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 blah.
All she had to do was say hello. I'm not going to say hello because I think it's important that I give them space. I can read the situation, and they're not ready for this. So I'm going to give them space. So Kody starts rambling and just making himself look like a douche. But you can see Meri just staring at Robyn, and Robyn's like, now, they all at one point or another were looking around, in fairness. They showed Meri looking around at one point. They showed Janelle looking around at one point. And then Kody goes on to share again the fact that he and his kids ran into the pond and claims he went skinny dipping with his teenage children.
Oh, disgusting.
Listen, when we first bought the place, when we got here, the family moved into town, my kids just started jumping in, skinny dipping. And I just figured I'd join them, so...
I can't. It's unbelievable. He wasn't skinny dipping with them, thank goodness. But those kids wouldn't have gone skinny dipping with their father at that age. But he keeps saying it. Not only is it weird that this is the third time we're hearing that he went skinny dipping with his kids, but how many other things have you done with your children, Kody? Right? Let's think about it. He has to keep evoking the same story. I get that he was having a good time. We saw him there. This is ours. Remember that? This is ours. He was so excited about the pond, the drainage ditch, but whatever. The runoff, call it what you want. I get this was a positive memory for him. This is the only memory with all his kids he keeps bringing up. He might really be torn up about selling Coyote Pass because it truly is one of the very few positive memories he has with his kids in terms of something they did together that was like joyful. It's sad and it's also pathetic because he had so many opportunities. As soon as this show started 15 years ago, he didn't have to work anymore. He had all the time in the world to connect with his kids and still does, but he chooses not to.
I'm just grateful for the experiences that we did have with the land.
Experience. Robyn is not speaking at this entire time. Janelle's trying, God bless her. She's so shy and she's a woman of few words to begin with, but she's like, yeah, this is good. The money's going to go a long way. I have a new project that I could use it for. It's good timing. Yeah, this is good. So now Robyn finally looks at them and smiles. She looks at them and smiles, though, after Janelle says, I do want to double check those numbers because, well, you know why.
Okay, the distribution
Yeah, you
dates
want to
and
double
everything
check
else.
it just because, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I'm done.
And instantly, Kody and Robyn, I don't know if it's edits, but this is, if it is how they edited it. Kody and Robyn are looking off at the distance like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. And then Robyn's got this smug smile on her face. I need to know more information. This paperwork was signed in March. Why is it so cold in March? Is it always this cold in March in Flagstaff? Maybe. Maybe because the elevation's so high. They're wearing parkas and there was snow on the way up. And apparently they expected Janelle and Meri to be standing out in that for an hour waiting for them. The more you put these puzzle pieces together, the crazier the story is and the more insane Kody and Robyn look.
Like, they didn't even say hi and they didn't even say bye.
I think Robyn felt like she was gonna be persecuted or attacked or something. And I'm like, no, we can be adults here, but whatever.
Well, some people can be adults. Robyn acted like a child. Okay, so this is just beautiful editing. Okay, redemption. Not redemption on getting any information and all that, but kind of a little bit of redemption on just showing Robyn and her really, really poor communication. Okay, Kody and Robyn say, okay, well, that's it. And they say goodbye to Justin, and then they get in their car and they leave. Justin leaves. And Janelle and Meri are still there, so they're talking to each other, kind of like they did at the beginning. So they talk to each other a little bit more, and they're like, well, that was the weirdest thing I've experienced. I'm thinking, yeah, it was weird for all of us watching. It was awful. And Meri says this.
Pretty awkward.
They just didn't know what to do or how to have a normal conversation.
And then we cut to Robyn. Let's think about it. We've never seen Robyn have a normal conversation with anybody, right? Even Kody, like Kody talks a lot, so there's a lot of noise happening, but not a whole lot of just normal, comfortable going back and forth. And Robyn has turned into the oddest creature ever. She seemed normal when she married into the family. She really did. I didn't like her, but she seemed normal.
Ish.
She has evolved into, I don't even know how to explain it. Like she has that kind of really awkward behavior. It doesn't manifest itself and look like social anxiety. It looks like she literally does not know what to say, does not want to be anywhere where she has to communicate, convey her thoughts, her emotions, her feelings. Like it's just all odd to her. And it's getting odder and odder every year on this show. I don't understand it. I've never seen it before. So if you guys have any insight, write down below, because I'm so used to being in the world of habilitation and taking somebody and having them make improvement over time, that to watch somebody who regresses, but there wasn't an incident or trauma that caused it to regress, I don't understand. It's just, this is a world I don't get. Surprise, it's the Browns. So after Meri says, why can we not have a normal conversation? They cut to an interview with Robyn, and here's her attempting to answer a simple question on a couch interview.
I didn't think we, I don't really endorse fakeness.
What? Every time she acts like that and she can't get the words out, she's trying to come up with an excuse and a way to explain away a behavior of hers or a behavior of Kody's, or words she said or words that Kody has said. Kody does the exact same thing. He will stutter, stumble when he's trying to figure out how to justify his actions and behaviors. And here we have the exact same thing. We don't hear what the producer asked her, but I think she's trying to explain why she was so weird out on Coyote Pass, why she didn't make eye contact, why she didn't speak. Why so odd, Robyn? Because you don't endorse fakeness? Interesting. So you're saying in order to just be kind and nice and to have eye contact with people, you must be fake. Your genuine nature is to avoid. Okay. I'll buy that.
Okay, let's pretend like everything's okay when it's not.
Nobody said you had to pretend like everything was okay. I hate what Kody says next. With his little smile.
Robyn hates girl games. Yeah.
Robyn loves girl games, and she loves boy games. We saw that. Knocked up before she got married. Robyn just plays games all the time. She's playing games right here in this interview by claiming if she were to make eye contact or even say hello to somebody there, that would be her being fake because everything's not okay. What kind of game is that? That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. That's playing games. I hate that Kody calls it girl games, though. I just really hate that. Like, he's such a freaking chauvinist. He thinks he's so proud of himself when he says it too. Robyn hates girl games. He's the worst polygamist. He's the last person that should have been a polygamist. He doesn't deserve 2 wives or 3 or 4, my God. He doesn't deserve 1.
And she reads nuance way different than me.
Twink.
Well, both of you do a pretty bad job of it. But I would agree that maybe she reads nuance different from you because she reads it worse. She interprets situations incorrectly. So you're right, Kody, but it's not a good thing. She doesn't read nuances right. And you know what? He used the word nuance about 5 times in an interview with Special Forces. This is going to start to become a drinking word. He keeps it up much longer. Nuance. I never really heard him say nuance before, but now I've heard it about 4 times in the past week. Thank you for watching this to the very end. I appreciate you, sister friend. Take care, God bless, adios, and I'll see you next time.